and gentlemen, welcome back to the Stage Dive Podcast. My name is Steve, and yes, another album review. Today, we are focusing on Slipknot. Slipknot is a band from Des Moines, Iowa, from the US of A. They are known for writing new metal and have elements of shock metal, pure heavy metal, alternative, as well as groove metal. They've been active since 1995 and released 6 studio albums. We Are Not Your Kind was released on August 9, 2019 through Roadrunner Records, and that is the album we are reviewing. There's a reason why I decided to pick this particular album, and it's because I was supposed to see them live on June 5th, 2020, but y'all obviously know why the concert was cancelled. So let's hop into the personnel. Corey Taylor, aka number 8 on vocals. Mike Thompson, aka number 7 on guitar. Sean Crahan, aka number 6, aka Clown on percussions and backing vocals. Craig Jones, aka number 5, aka 133 on samples, media, and keyboards. Jim Root, aka number 4 on guitar. Sid Wilson, aka number 0 on turntables and keyboards. Alessandro Venturella, aka V-Man on bass, pianos, and synthesizer. Jay Weinberg, aka JPEG, aka Ballbag on drums. There's additional musicians that we should give an honorable mention. They are known as Angel City Coral, most likely pronounced that word wrong, on the song known as Unsainted, and Kat Primeto on additional vocals for the song known as Death Because of Death. Album art, it consists of a woman with a semi-see-through shawl wrapped around her face like a plastic bag. She is pulling at the end to make it tighter. How do I rate tracks? Well, each track is rated out of 1. I mark in quarters, tally up the points, get a percentage, and voila. Track number 1, Insert Coin. Short and odd. The programming reminds me of a haunted casino, and Corey's voice is briefly heard in a sort of whisper. Creepy, I like it. Lyrics, he is counting all the killers, 1 out of 1. Track 2, Unsainted. We have a good opener of a choir over here, ladies and gentlemen. Very clear vocals in the chorus, and the song provides us an old school classic Slipknot hag banger. Very good fills from all the percussionists, the guitars are tight, silky bass work, and the harsh vocals provided by the Big Mouth himself are very easily understood while he is singing in those harsh tunes. The DJ bridge is very eerie, very good effects. You also get a very slight subliminal verses record feel, especially during the bridge. I also want to throw this in, I really enjoyed the little blast beat with pretty good guitar work. Lyrics. It's about overcoming and fighting the relapse to not fall back into addiction. It's a very well written song. I really like the line, reaching out for the hand of God, but did you think you'd shake your own? What does that reference? It's a powerful line, and it references the fact that you are the only one who could take the first step to conquer your demons. No one else can do that for you. You have to fight your battle. You cannot sit back and do nothing. 1 out of 1. Track 3, Birth of the Cruel. The instrumentations has an old school Slipknot sound, very good percussion work, vocals are decent. I found that the pre-chorus is quite dragging, but it works really well for what they were portraying on this song. But the chorus is slightly weak, and I do lose interest a quarter through the song. The song is way too long to have a full impact. Lyrics. A person born in a controlled environment which causes them depression and loads of anger. Now, as they grew older, they fall into a phase of narcotics, which is causing them to self-harm. And now, let's say they got older and they overcome that phase, they start rebelling towards the people that breathe for negativity. The song got 0 out of 1. Track 4, Death Because of Death. It's a short song. I like the way the song is sung. The instruments make me feel that I'm in a jungle. A very good programming. Lyrics, Death Because of You, 1 out of 1. Track 5, Nero Forte. The intro made it seem like it was leading to a huge impact, but it ended up being the verse, which is slightly disappointing, but it still worked. The verse is very upbeat, you want to jump into a mosh. What I love is the chorus, it's very experimental. And I really enjoy the background vocals while Corey sings some harsh. It is a pure new metal song. And also, Corey does sing pretty fast. He still has that ability. Very good. There are similar drumming sections that you also hear in Birth of the Cruel, but I found that Nero Forte executed it a lot better. The bridge, it has a march type influence, and it also reminds me of the All Hope Is Gone record, most likely the song Psychosocial. The bridges are good, and the programming and DJ work is also pretty decent. I can picture the crowd losing it in the pit. Definitely could picture that. Lyrics. The individual is describing his emotions towards a person that has abused him. It could also be towards his ex-wife. Let's focus real quick in the lyrics in the bridge section. When you read the harsh vocals vertically, it actually spells out this little Easter egg. Why did I not see your true face until it was too late? Lie, lie. Very cool move on Slipknot's part, and that's what kind of makes me feel that this might be towards his ex-wife to a certain extent. Anyways, I don't know their personal life, and I'm not going to focus on that, so song got 1 out of 1. Track 6, Critical Darling. We get a heavy intro into a basic heard it all before style of metal. Vocals, he's not aggressive enough in the song, and the chorus, though, is great. Very experimental, very different, and had really good vocal performances and programming. And the outro was boring. The song is, again, way too long for what they provide us. Lyrics. Mocking people who depend way too much on religion and spiritual beliefs. Or insulting individuals who have narrow minds and force their beliefs on others. And who are way too critical towards other people's opinions. 0.5 out of 1. Track 7, A Liar's Funeral. The verse intro sounds sad, it's soft. Then there's anger that shows up with massive percussion to lead the song. Nice acoustic guitar work and okay keyboards. Post verse is slow but heavy. Corey is doing a decent job with some of his low pitched, harsh vocals. The chorus provides the song more structure, and again, this song was way too long, and it was definitely missing a solo. Lyrics. They are lyrics of betrayal. Do not trust anyone. And, or, these lyrics might be towards Chris, when he and the band had that legal dispute. 0.5 out of 1. Track 8, Red Flag. Heavy start, very Iowa album influence, but it's not as heavy, but I'm not really complaining about that. I don't mind that. It doesn't have to sound like Iowa. Instruments are decent. It feels like a punk song, just massively distorted. It's a very basic song. And the bridge is another build-up that leads to a failed attempt, and I felt like they were trying to make it sound like People Equal Shit. I could be wrong, but that's the feeling I got. So this song is a no thank you. There's something wrong with this record, and I'll explain it at the end of the podcast. Lyrics. I have two interpretations. First, he is trying to escape a relapse in depression and or drug abuse. Second, he wants to escape his ex before he drives himself into a relapse and becomes someone he let go a long time ago. Song got 0 out of 1. Track 9, What's Next? This song should have been attached to Spiders. There's programming with slide guitar. It's an instrumental, so it got 0.25 out of 1. So track 10 is Spiders. Very good verse. Love the structure of the song. Good programming and piano, and the drums fits in perfectly. The chorus is catchy, well sung, and tightly structured. The second verse introduces guitars. Very smart move. We have a fucked up solo with amazing bass work. The bridge is creepy. It fits in so well. I also love the way it's sung. Nice additions of sampling in the last chorus. Excellent song, very well structured, and it is my favorite song on this record. Lyrics. We all know by now that Corey likes to use a lot of symbolism in his poetic scriptures. In this case, the individual is challenging himself and is shown in the lyrics. When now is not the time, tomorrow disagrees, but your real world isn't ready to face the face behind the real me. Time to think it over. I'm over trying to overthink. I've had enough. Everybody's limited to what's on their mind. Pretty much expressing that he is ready to leave that dark corner in his room, aka his own head. And it also seems like people do not have faith in him, but they will be surprised with what's in store. Spiders has many symbolic meanings. And what I got from this song are 3 specific ones. Mystery, which is a thought that the individual is hiding from society. Second spider symbolism is growth, which is when the individual decides to show his capabilities. And the final symbolic meaning is power, what the person can accomplish. Song got 1 out of 1. Track 11, Orphan. We have something creeping up and ready to explode. And it did. But again, something's missing on this record. And I promise you, I'll mention what it is towards the end of the podcast. We have loads of very angry and heavy transitions during the verses. Very good chorus. I like the cleans and good instrumentation. The song's too long, but it was still pretty solid. Lyrics. I get a mix of different interpretations from these lyrics. Very fucked. The individual has succeeded in defeating his enemies, and now he is bored and searching for a new challenge. Kind of slightly showboating. Interpretation number 2. The individual is expressing how he feels like shit at times and is ready for a huge fight. Final interpretation. The individual is expressing to his audience that he is dangerous. 1 out of 1. Track 12. My Pain. Way too long of an intro and it was just sound. The verse reminds me of a horrifying lullaby, which I liked. The song, it sounded good, but it led nowhere. Lyrics. I believe Corey is expressing his love towards his ex-wife even after separation. I'm your death and I'm your cold. You end with me. Remember, this was never love. That's how he feels in the relationship, or explaining that he doesn't want to be the person that causes her suffering, because that is not love. Very sad lyrics. 0.25 out of 1. Track 13. Not Long for This World. Another long intro. It's a Stone Sour mixed with Slipknot feel. The verses are very weak. Nice move to switch into a heavy upbeat breakdown-ish section. And we have a pointless long outro. Not an interesting song. Lyrics. Talking negatively about himself, he is expressing how depressed he is, or this is a long shot, but it could also be about the conflict between past band members and Slipknot. 0 out of 1. Track 14, which is the final track, Solway Firth. Average intro, the instrumentals are average. The song sounds the same throughout. It's angry and heavy, but it's missing loads of transitions to make the song complete. Lyrics. Pretending to be someone else to please the media instead of being himself, which is causing him to fall into a deeper depression. A lot of individuals who suffer from mental health issues tend to do this. Might not be towards the media, it could just be towards friends, family, acquaintances, whomever. Got 0.25 out of 1. So I tallied up the points and it got me a 55%. Listen, I've been trying to get into this album for almost a year now. I've grown to enjoy certain parts of some songs. If it wasn't for some of the interlude tracks, this album would have gotten a much lower grade. I did listen to this record with an open mind, but it just doesn't sit well with me. The problem with this record, what's missing, is the fact that it's muffled. The mastering, producing, and engineering of this record is not up to par compared to other recordings. It just didn't have a huge impact, and I think that's what caused a lot of the songs to sound stale. The experimentation in the choruses are amazing, and lyrically, very good work, very poetic, very dark. I have a little shout out to do. There is a local Montreal band that covers Slipknot songs known as Maggots. I saw them live right before the quarantine hit, and I gotta give them credit. Very talented group. Their performance is spot on. They actually act like how the Slipknot members would on stage. We had the DJ actually jump off the balcony of Club Soda into the crowd, which was awesome. The pit was actually fucking phenomenal. I had a blast. So shout out to Maggots, good job, and I would definitely see Maggots live soon. It's a local Slipknot band, why not? Good job, Maggots. Now let's get into the Slipknot concerts. I've seen Slipknot live many times, and I must say the pits are anarchy. Extremely massive and loads of fun. It is definitely not a pit for beginners, but if a beginner gets the opportunity to be in one, never say no to a Slipknot pit. Their stage performance is wild. They don't stop moving. They fight each other, they jump on each other. Their light show is a completely different type of art, as well as their pyro, their firecrackers, and they also have like these impressive structures for an additional visual stimulation. They literally use the whole stage, and it's awesome. They even have their classic Slipknot floating percussion sets, and every time I saw Slipknot, they never failed to perform. They always were so tight, vocally and instrumentally. I even got to witness Joey when he used to be in the band with his rotating drum kit. And one year at Heavy MTL, Sid snuck behind the crowd, climbed a tent, and literally jumped off the tent right into us. He was legit right in my face. It was fucking crazy. No altercations at a Slipknot show, surprisingly. Very family oriented. Even though the pit is fucking rough. So, Slipknot, I'm sad at the fact that I couldn't see you live on June 5th, 2020. I know this album review got a low percentage, but trust me, I'm a huge fan. I do love a lot of your work. You guys are a staple in the metal industry. Honestly, even though this album didn't click with me, I still consider you guys very good musicians. You guys have amazing talent. So guys, don't forget to check out our Instagram. It's called the Stage Dive Podcast, where we post our merch. Yeah, give it a follow. Don't forget to stay punk and don't forget to stay metal. This is the Stage Dive Podcast. My name is Steve, and go fuck yourselves, maggots. Love y'all.